Understanding.
How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii, the channel. Okay. How's it? It's January 24th. It's Friday. So I gotta I'm in a rush again. Jace, I gotta go do that thing. So, yeah. Little vlog, little news. Vlog. I'm just gonna limit it to this one point where it's freezing. It's so cold there. Well, you know, when you get used to a certain temperature and all of a sudden it's just, yeah, it's cold. It's 64. It went to 64 degrees last night. I mean, it was like my feet are under the blanket, but then it feels like it was like frozen wind blowing from underneath the blanket.
Not exactly.
It was something. It's just like, it's like.
You want it?
Now that's like when you're used to a certain temperature when it drops. Yeah, I know that from Montana. I mean, I went down to like 20 degrees during the day. Yay! And to other stuff, and yeah, you get kind of acclimatized. But when it shifts, yeah, so to that 64, that's cool. And this polar thing is just doing something. So I'm thinking it's probably because of the fires in Los Angeles that have been burning for over a week, for sure. They restarted. Think of 100-mile-an-hour winds. And they're on fire. On fire, 100-mile-an-hour. I can't even think of 100-mile-an-hour winds. We never even got that here. And on fire, 100. Oops. So, a football field in 3 seconds.
Next to me.
So, that amount of heat, not the pollution part because it's too quick, but that amount of fire heat is shifting things, I think. That's my guess there. But then again, climate change is real, and that is part of the whole big picture of why these fires, why things are drought, why things get dry and turn into fire tinder. Okay. And then there's and the disasters like natural disasters. I have to specify, like the hurricanes. A hurricane in North Carolina. There was hurricanes, remember? And the hurricanes went up Florida, up the East Coast. They've never had hurricanes go up into the inner states up there. North Carolina never saw a hurricane before. And they got really hit by the hurricane. So Trump's over there. President Trump is there to survey the damage because he's gonna. So he's just politicizing this stuff too. So he's there saying how bad like Biden is already. You know, it's like, oh, those guys, and how they refuse. It's just so they're asking questions like they refused to give FEMA refused to give aid to people with Biden support Trump stickers. You know, like the support Trump people during the campaign were supposedly refused aid for the hurricane and from FEMA, and that's been proven false. That's just like one of those things, one of those lies that are thrown out there by the enemy. and so they're entertaining that. It's like, well, you know, I don't think like it's a thing. It's like, no, that's a total lie. But they're entertaining all that, and he's talking about getting rid of FEMA anyway. And it's just, and everything is it just kind of a politicized. And so it's like, why? And the aid, FEMA aid to the Los Angeles wildfire, or California, a completely giant economic tax-paying block. California is, if it was a country unto itself, is like, would be the fourth biggest country in the world. It's like that's how big it is. So taxes going from California are important. So that it is democratic is not holding up well with Trump. So he's in contention with the governor, and he's also not gonna give FEMA aid to California unless, so there's conditions, strings attached, unless you become undemocratic or something. There's gonna be they're withholding FEMA aid. That's what he did to Ukraine and President Zelensky when he was trying to get dirt on Hunter Biden and Joe Biden in another political campaign.
I can't say.
Congress was going to give aid to Ukraine before Russia invaded Ukraine. And Zelensky's like, I can't dig up dirt for you, Mr. Donald. But Donald was withholding aid already approved from Congress to Ukraine. So it's just that there was the whole quid pro quo thing. So now he's doing that to California. And I think he talks about Canada and Mexico becoming part of the United States, like C for Canada, U for United States, and M for Mexico. Some video says, we could make one big cum thing. It's like, but anyways, Canada becoming another state, like the 51st state. So he jokes about that because he's downrighting Canada. And then, but you know what I'm thinking? Like, think if Canada was an additional state to the United States, then the tax revenue from Canada would go to the United States. I think that's his whole thing. Greenland, why? What's with Greenland? Resources that they can dig out of the land. But I think that's where he's going. It's all about money. And what else is going on? There's like so many weird things. Oh, gee, yeah. And if you're on Instagram, because they're taking over social media is the new, like you take over the newspapers, you take over the media.
You can't understand.
But if you take over the newspapers, you already got them in the pocket. The billionaires, it's a part of the billionaire club. And then also part of the billionaire club is you get, okay already, stop. If you take over social media, right, like Twitter, buy TikTok, you're taking over what the general public receives as far as information. And he's a Twitter guy. He's an Twitter X. So if one has a Instagram account which goes under one of these, I don't want to say, but it's like one of them. I think it's Google. It's one of the Google ones, or it's one of the ones that like Musk owns or something. Instagram. But if you have a Twitter account if you have a Twitter account, see how confusing it gets. If you have a Instagram account, and you say, I want to follow what's happening in the White House. So last time it was Biden White House.
Justice.
Biden White House. Now it changes into Trump White House, right? And some people want to unfollow the White House on their Instagram, and then they can't get off. It won't let them unfollow the White House. You have to watch us. So that, and they're going, oh, I don't know, it must be a glitch. It must be, and also it's blamed on the Biden administration. It's part of that. That's what they did. So it's all, talk about the rigged game. So the police, the military are being pumped down onto the southern border. So they have 1,500 more people. They already have like 2,000 military down there anyway. It's just beefing up the numbers because they're going to start their deportation.
I'm not sure.
And all this other stuff is really kind of distraction fluff. And things are going along like 2025. And the guy one of the co-authors of Project 2025, whatever, or Agenda 2025. One of the people who authored that is now one of his cabinet members are going to be. It's just.
How do you feel?
It's
sorry.
Exactly as the nightmare that everyone thought was going to be is actually realizing. So people are going, Trump derangement syndrome. Oh, and he did more executive orders. One of them was declassify all the JFK files and the MLK, the assassinations, and the Robert Kennedy assassination. All those. The valves. All those are going to be declassified. So great.
Yes.
Like you don't know enough about the JFK assassination and all the conspiracy. You don't have enough information for that. I think everything's out as far as I'm concerned. Except for the Robert Kennedy one. Because there were more bullets in Robert Kennedy's assassination than from one gun. There's only... they say it's like that one guy, Shring, whatever. And there's more bullets in that room than, and the bullet that killed him couldn't have been from the guy that they caught. But Robert Kennedy Jr. says it's a single gunman. So he signs the executive order to release all that information, and he gives the pen, he's like, give this to RFK Jr. So it's for him. So that's why he's there.
Okay.
So it's all crazy. It's all for the money. But let's go to Hawaii, because Hawaii's got news too. It's got to go. Oh, here we
Why
go.
are you asking?
I'm asking. We have wind farm plans, and they're gonna on the islands, and they're gonna be floating wind farms. Well, I'm sorry, Trump's going. He doesn't like those turbines, so that gets canned. Right? Or they're buffeted?
Hag.
Oh, Don Robs, a longtime announcer, passed away, old age. Boy, Don Robs. Bill forbidding aquifers. Forbids, oh gosh. Oh, there's so much stuff. Well, anyway, what's in the, there's basketball. Yeah, there's basketball. It's now the fight club. Fight. It's for basketball. Okay, we're not going to basketball. Bye to Don Robs, the voice of... He was into the baseball announcing. That was his fave thing to do. Oh, wait. We're on over here. Back in the day? Back in the day. I mean, 1982, when you want to relax, you just kind of go out there and make big signs and go, yoo-hoo-hoo. Hundreds marched the state capitol as others did across the nation to protest the 9th anniversary of the Supreme Court's decision legalizing abortion. So they legalized abortion. They're celebrating the 9th anniversary of it in 82. And boy, you didn't know what was going to happen in the future. I guess not. It's gone. I'm sorry. That's gone. Hag? Stop it. Oh, back in the day. Oh, look. Political cartoon.
He calls it his Muskwave.
Yeah, when Elon Musk did his kind of zig high. The guy's from South Africa when they had apartheid. It's very sympathetic to that type of Nazi stuff. And Elon did that, lost this other thing, and they're trying to...
Are you afraid?
They're trying to explain, oh, he did it because of this. That's why he did it. That's why he was throwing his heart out to the audience. That's what. Oh, gosh. Yeah. And what are we going to do? Gas prices. Oh, watch the gas prices. No, the gas prices are going to... They're controlled by Big Oil, and he's already... You're not going to watch the gas prices and say he's... Because they can manipulate gas prices. Stick with the grocery prices. You'll see inflation. Fireworks penalty. Oh, okay.
U.S. slides back to days of gross social inequality.
Some 60 years ago, young and idealistic women and men known as freedom riders rode into freedom buses from California to New England to Alabama to lend support and, if necessary, life and limb to their fellow blacks in their fight to end segregation. They braved police dogs, beatings, and electric rods. These peace warriors, spring chickens then, and now octogenarians, were exchanging those days of their lives for what they believed: a society that upholds race equality and gender equity. A small measure of success ensued because their timidity morphed into audacity. It is indeed dark. It is indeed tragic to see a fundamentally white and male dominated government roll back it rolled it back, the whole freaking thing. That's my bad.
When did it happen? How did you get here?
It happened right now.
It's what I
It happened
want.
right here. The male-dominated government rolled back the years of struggle.
What
is this unnecessary throwback? Chulak Yao Waianai. Chulak Wow. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Chu, for talking in Tutu voice or whatever.
Enemy.
Uncle voice, whatever it was. Enemy. I thought that was, it's talking about, whatever. Male, white. Yeah, that's true. But the real social inequality, I thought that was going to touch on it. It didn't. Is the economic differences, the stuff that Bernie Sanders is yakking about. That's what's really true. The cabinet, right, with the billionaires, if you add them all up, that's like 20% of all the wealth. All the wealth is like right there. And the rest of the people are, the government isn't for the people. The government is for the few. For the few, which are like the 1%ers, the ultra rich. And all the regulations gonna be taken down so these big corporations can make more money and they can do their thing. And they don't want wind farms because it'll, have regulations, and build AI plants to outdo China, tax other people and tariff other nations to get money. And is that going to enrich Americans? No, not the middle class. No way. Everyone else is outside of that elite bubble. They're the elite bubble, that 1% of. So the inequality is, there's the super rich gonna get more super rich. The rich who think they're gonna get rich are gonna become middle class. The middle class is gonna become poor. Just like this, and there's no middle class. That's what's going on. That's a little bit more uprising. But it's Friday, so have a nice Friday. Yeah. It's Friday. I should have been this quick. Sorry. Aloha. Bye now. It's
Friday. It's Friday.